Hey there, my wedding planning friends, and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, thanks so much for joining me. I'm Emily Summer. I'm a wedding planner based in Montana, and I make weekly videos on wedding planning tips and advice. So today I'm going to talk about one of my favorite things to talk about, and that is first looks at weddings. So you might find that this video is a little bit biased. I'm a huge advocate for doing a first look at a wedding, but I know a lot of people choose not to, and that's totally fine too. So I just wanted to make a video to kind of maybe help make that decision a little bit easier for you. So I'll talk about all about why I like first looks so much, and then also reasons that you might opt out of doing a first look and staying traditional. Number one, first reason why I really like first looks is it gives yourself an opportunity to have alone time together. So you and your partner have this built-in time before your wedding ceremony, before everything becomes just a huge giant blur, to really reflect with each other and have some alone time together, and also have it documented by your photographer. I think this is a really special moment in the wedding day, and it kind of gives you a chance to just take a breath, slow things down a little bit, and just really have an intimate moment together, even if it's just for 15-20 minutes. Number two is probably the reason that I like first looks so much, and that is that you can get a lot of photos done prior to your ceremony. So this is great when it comes to building a timeline for your wedding day, so that you don't have to schedule in so much time after your ceremony to fit in all your full bridal party photos, all your family photos, and basically just any photo that you can't get beforehand. You're going to have to schedule that in after your ceremony, which is going to obviously take longer. It's going to take time away from your guests, and it's going to create a longer amount of time that your guests have to be sort of waiting around for the party to get going. So when you do a first look prior to the ceremony, you two have already seen each other, so you can do your full bridal party photos then. You can get all of those out of the way. Any family photos that you want with both of you guys together with your parents, each other's parents or siblings or grandparents or whatever it may be, you can do those ahead of time as well. And that way, after the ceremony, if you want to be able to join cocktail hour, you're going to have a lot better of an opportunity to do so if you have a first look scheduled into your wedding day. Number three, you get really, really, really great photos from this. So I'm sure you've seen plenty of photos of people doing first looks at their weddings, and there's something so special about the intimacy and that alone time that you have, where, you know, maybe your fiance is not a very emotional person, or they don't feel comfortable sharing that emotion in front of a lot of people. So if you're expecting this, you know, big emotional crying moment of you walking down the aisle and your partner is up there and that's not in their personality, or they're too shy or nervous to do that in front of everybody, they might be holding back. I've seen this a lot. I've seen a lot where, you know, they're trying so hard to not show any emotion because they don't want to like show that vulnerability in front of all of their guests. And you're not gonna get those same like raw emotions as you can from a first look if this is the type of person that your partner is. Obviously, I've seen grooms and brides weep at the end of the aisle when they see their partner walking down. So really kind of depends on you as a couple, and kind of take that into consideration when you're determining whether you want to do a first look or not. But the photos that come are, you know, just that initial raw reaction of seeing your partner for the very first time, and they're so, so special. Kind of snowballing off of that, this is a great opportunity to be creative too. So, you know, a lot of people would do kind of the traditional when one partner is waiting out in like a field or somewhere scenic and facing the opposite direction, and they'll have the other partner is coming up behind them, maybe tapping them on the shoulder or giving them a hug from behind, something so that you have that interaction before you actually see each other face to face. But I have seen couples do some really, really cool things when it comes to that grand reveal for the first look. So I've seen brides walk out with a whole giant bundle of balloons, like white balloons, so that they're walking and it's covering essentially most of their face and body, and then releasing them or handing them off to somebody for that initial reveal. So you can really get creative here and make it super fun and something that is really telling of you and your partner in your relationship. Another thing that I love about first looks is you have that initial raw emotional reaction to the first look, but then the aisle moment is still going to be super special, and it's something completely different. So I always like to tell my brides, if they're wearing a veil and they plan to do a first look, don't wear the veil during your first look. That way you have this like extra element to add to your look when you're walking down the aisle, so it's still slightly different. And no matter what, like, the aisle moment is going to be special. And I think this is a big reason why people are hesitant on doing a first look or not, is they want their partner to be able to see them for the first time walking down the aisle, so that that's like the really emotional moment. And, you know, regardless whether you've seen each other prior to the ceremony or not, you walking down the aisle is still the moment right before you get married. And of course that's going to be emotional, and of course that's going to be special. So don't let that thought deter you completely from doing a first look. So those are the main reasons why I love first looks so much. If you do choose to stay traditional and not see each other prior to the ceremony, but still want to have some sort of special documented moment before the ceremony, a few things you could do are exchange gifts prior to. This is something that a lot of couples will do on their wedding day anyways. And if you don't want to see each other, you can have a messenger, maybe your maid of honor, your best man, kind of exchange the gifts for you. And then your photographer can document each of you opening them up, and this still evokes very special emotions. You still get those really great photographs, and it is a way for you to connect without actually having to see each other before the ceremony. I've also seen this done with letters, which is one of my favorite things to see. I love when couples will write letters to each other for their wedding day, and to be able to read those on your wedding day and have your photographer document that is a really special moment, and that's another option that you can do if you don't want to actually see each other. I've also seen really, really cool staged photos of the couple kind of on the other side of a wall or a doorway, maybe reading their letters or just standing there and holding hands, so that you're still connecting during your before your ceremony, but you're not actually seeing each other, so you're still keeping that a secret. So there's a lot of ways that you can still connect with your partner, have a nice photo opportunity before your ceremony without actually having to see each other, if that's something that you want to do. Your wedding day is totally up to you, whether you decide to have a first look or stay traditional and not see each other prior to the ceremony. Whatever you decide is the right decision, and hopefully this video made that decision a little bit easier for you. I'm a huge fan of first looks, but I know it's so special when the couples don't see each other until they're walking down the aisle. So if that's something that you decide, don't second guess it. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please like and subscribe to get weekly videos on wedding planning tips and